Well, I'm here, but I'm missing you like crazy. So I thought we would just get right to it with a couple of special things here. Mobility movements, not just yoga and stretching, but strengthening is incredibly important in helping our muscles stay resilient. And oftentimes, our necks get really sore, and we think that a good stretch is going to be one of the best things. However, often the strain that we feel in our neck is due to overstretched and extended musculature, as well as, holding the weight of the world literally on top of our head. So we need to strengthen those muscles. So part of this series in isolating and activating this musculature system is some of the stuff that I learned from Drew Hume of Navina, and some other things that I've picked up along the way. And you don't need a lot of space. You don't even need a yoga mat. You just need a comfortable place to be able to lie on the ground. And this is a really accessible practice to all levels of experience, even those who have never practiced yoga before. So if in your house, like in my house, you're seeing something like this all of the time in yourself or in other people, gather your people around and maybe they can do this with you too. These are great exercises as well to help prevent neck pain. So cheers to you. Miss you lots, and I hope you enjoy this few moments of movement together. You're going to come down onto the ground, just onto your side, and then kind of come into the fetal position. Lengthen your bottom arm forward and allow your head to drop down. You can place a pillow in between your knees or your thighs if your hips or your lower back are bothering you at all. And take your top arm and extend it over your bottom arm, just so your fingertips are meeting. When you're ready, lifting your top ear toward your top shoulder, and then slowly lowering your bottom ear back down to the ground. And we'll move 5 times on each side. So again, lifting your top ear toward your top shoulder, and then slowly lowering back down to the ground again. 3 more on this side, lifting your top ear, mindful, controlled movement, and controlling the action as you bring your head back down to the ground. Again, lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder and slowly lowering back down. Last time, lifting your top ear to your top shoulder. You can even hold just for a moment without strain, and then slowly lower all of the way back down again. Shifting motion slightly. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder, turn slowly to look toward the ceiling, bring your head back in line, and lower your bottom ear down to the ground. 4 more times on that side. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder, turn to look toward the ceiling, bring your head back in line, and lower back down to the ground. Again, lifting your top ear to your top shoulder, slowly turn and without strain to look toward the ceiling, and bring back down to the ground. 2 more times, lifting top ear towards your top shoulder, turn toward the ceiling, come back into line, and bring your head back down to the ground. 1 last time, ear towards your shoulder, turn to look toward the ceiling, come back into line, and bring your head back down to the ground. Take a releasing breath in case you held any breath, kind of like I did while you were doing that. Next movement, lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder, slowly turn to look toward the ground, bring your head back in line, and ear back down to the shoulder. Again, lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder, turn your nose down toward the ground, bring your head back in line, and
bring your ear back down to the ground. 3 more on that side. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ground. Bring your head back in line and bring your head back down to the floor. Last time, I think. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ground. Bring your head back in line and bring your head back down to the ground. Again, take a deep releasing breath in through your nose. Sigh it all the way out through your mouth. Let your arms be heavy. Now you can likely just switch over onto your other side. I'm going to turn all the way around to do the other side with you so that you can see me. So again, coming down onto your opposite side, lengthening your arm out, letting your head rest down to the ground. If it's too much of an angle, you can put a small pillow under your head, but try to keep your head dropped down. Again, you can place a pillow underneath of your, or in between your knees or your upper thighs if hips or lower back are bothering you. Lengthen your top arm out over top of your bottom arm. Fingertips meeting and greeting each other. 5 times for each movement. Slowly raise your top ear towards your top shoulder and lower your head back down to the ground. Again, lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder. Try not to press down into your arms to lift your head and slowly lower back down with control. 3 more on that side, lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder and then bringing your ear back down to the ground. And again, lifting your ear towards your shoulder and slowly lowering back down to the ground. And I honestly lost count for a second. So we'll do 1 more because I think that will make it 5. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder and then slowly controlling your head back down to the ground. Let your head rest for a moment. Switching movement. You lift your top ear towards your top shoulder. Slowly turn to look toward the ceiling. Bring your head back in line and then come back down to the ground. 4 more times on that side. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ceiling. Bring your head back in line and back down to the ground. And again, lifting top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ceiling. Bring your head back in line and down to the ground. 2 more on this side, lifting top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ceiling. Bring your head back in line and control softly back down to the ground. 1 last time, top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ceiling. Bring your head back in line and down to the ground. Take a deep letting go breath in through your nose. Sigh it all of the way out. Next movement. Lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ground. Bring your head back in line and bring your head back down to the ground. Again, lifting your top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn so your nose is pointing toward the ground. Bring your head back in line and bring your head back down to the ground. 3 more on that side. Top ear towards your top shoulder. Turn to look toward the ground. Come back in line and down to the ground. Last time, lifting your ear towards your shoulder. Turn to look down toward the floor. Coming back into line and back down to the ground. Again, take a deep breath in, let it all out. Slowly peeling yourself onto your belly. And I'm just going to turn around here a little bit. I'm going to come down onto the belly. And again, we're looking at cervical extension. So we want to be lifting our head with the strength of our neck, not our back.
keeping legs fairly relaxed. You're going to bring your arms out as if you were kind of like cactus arms. Elbows out to the sides and forearms down to the ground. Bringing your forehead all the way down, and lift your head away from the floor. Turn to look towards your left elbow, and then come back into your center line and bring your forehead down to the ground. Lifting your head, turn to look towards your right elbow, bring your head back in line, and bring your head back down to the ground. Lifting your forehead away from the ground, turn to look towards your left elbow. Extend your bottom jaw forward, so it's like you've got an underbite. Bring your chin back in, bring your forehead back in line, and down to the ground. Again, lifting your forehead and nose away from the ground. Turn to look towards your right elbow. Extend your bottom lip forward like you have an underbite. Bring it back in line and bring your forehead back down to the ground. Lifting your forehead and nose away from the ground. Turn to look towards your left elbow. Tap your chin to your shoulder and then bring your head back in line and down to the ground. And lifting your head away from the ground, turn to look towards your right elbow. Tap your chin to your right shoulder. Bring your head back in line and down to the ground. Take a nice deep letting go breath, just turning your head to one side. And then we're going to roll onto our backs for the final little part here. You can keep your knees bent if your lower back is bothering you at all, or lengthen your legs all of the way out. Keeping your arms down beside your body, and you're going to bring your chin in towards your chest. Make as many double chins as you possibly can, as Drew would say. So you're extending through the back of your head, bringing your chin in, and then releasing that drawing sensation. 2 more times. Bring your chin down in towards your chest, as if you're growing up long through the back of your head, and then bringing your head back into center. 1 more time. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Make as many double chins as you possibly can, and then bring your head back into center. Just take 1 deep letting go breath here. Let your shoulders relax and your arms soften. You're ready, bending your knees, rolling to the side that suits you the best. And coming all the way back into a comfortable seated position. I want you to open your arms up really wide. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, cross your right arm over top of your left. So here we start to go into just a little bit of stretch that will feel so good. Walk your hands up your upper shoulders or your arms, and then draw your elbows down and away from you. Bring your chin in towards your chest, and direct your breath as if you're bringing it into the upper chest, in between your shoulder blades. Take 1 more expansive breath here. With your exhalation, let your head be really heavy. And then opening up wide on your inhalation again. And as you exhale, cross your left arm over top of your right. Walk your hands up your arms and your shoulders. Draw your elbows down and away from you, and allow your chin to drop in towards your chest. Again, direct your breath into the upper chest so it more deeply impacts the space between your shoulder blades. Take 1 more full breath here. And release. And just rolling your shoulders back and down. Just coming back into your space. Take a moment to notice how and where you feel. Those are exercises that you can do on a daily basis to help prevent things like tech neck and strain from being on computers and telephones all of the time. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions at all. We're here for you. Have a great day.